Here are a few things that your husband wished you knew about him, but he hasn't been able to tell you. Number one, he may be feeling lost. Lost for several reasons. Lost because the definition of manhood has changed sporadically in the last 60 years of his living. Once upon a time, gender roles were clearly defined as what made a man and what made the wife a wife. But today, it's difficult finding their place in the society because the definition of manhood has evolved over time. They were told that providing is what makes a man a man. Today, quite a number of women are able to do that for themselves without the help of a man, and the man is in the relationship and is wondering, what else do I bring to the table? It may be important to note here that the man needs to develop other aspects of himself that will make him an effective leader, because the rise of women outgrowing their spouses is on the increase and quite alarming. Number two, your husband may be afraid of losing his place as the head of the home. Why? Because the third wave feminism isn't helping matters. He wants to give you the way to fly, and in some cases he may have, but the repercussion has made him feel like he's going to be displaced anytime. Men are wired to respond to your femininity, not your masculinity. So when you're high on testosterone, the man becomes defensive to try to defend his place in the relationship as a man. Contrary to popular opinion, a strong woman is not a woman who is high on testosterone. It's actually a woman who knows and understands her femininity and knows how to deploy it to her advantage. That is what makes you a strong woman. And then lastly, your husband feels afraid that he's losing you by the minute. That after his investment, everything that he's done for you, what counts the most in your life are your children. Many husbands in 21st century feels dispensable. Their wives treat them like you're just there to pay the bills. Just give me your ATM and that's all you're good for. These men want attention. They also want to feel like they matter. They want to feel like the effort that they are making, that they're putting to also to be able to provide for the family counts. And that when you're able to do that for yourself, that you're not going to relegate them to the background or make them feel redundant. This is a husband's worst fears in a relationship. If you're able to communicate effectively, that you trust him, that you will encourage him to grow, and that he will always be the man at the top, you will get him to be anything that you need him to be. The tact of being able to deploy your femininity to encourage your husband to become the man you need him to become without having to rub shoulders, that is what makes you feminine, and that is what makes you a strong woman. I learned this from a coach, Praise for Only, and he says, any money that is generated in a family, whether the man or the woman is earning more, is inconsequential because it should be treated as internally generated revenue. So treat your income as internally generated revenue. It will help you to have less friction in your relationship and allow the man the space to grow, to embrace his vulnerability, embrace his fears, and be able to do something about them, so the overall good of the relationship. I hope you find this video helpful. If you did, share, like, and subscribe.